is going on, folks? Welcome back to quite some time. It's quite some time. We are getting back into the swing of things with some salamanders, bases. Some of the models I've already painted or I bought off eBay. But I'm finally taking the time to snap them off and do what we got to do to make them look good. So that's what we're gonna do today. Easiest way to do this is I want to mix it up. Bases. Actually, what we will do first is let's dry brush the ash and the ground. That'll be the best way to start. And then we'll go from there. Good to be back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Probably the best one. Yep, that'll work. Just a little bit. And then, if there's not too much, we'll just start going through it. Now that's what I did is just paint the whole thing black and put a piece of that cork backboard, see like in an office anywhere, just like I used to do. That's a lot better. Go through and do that to all of them. Make it a little closer. How close? That was a little too much. Just like to tap it. Oh no! I don't want to scrape too hard. And tap. Cork showing it, but it might be coming from the brush strokes. You can always go in and fix that later with just a little a zero brush and just tap it. Yep. My voice isn't off. My voice is off. Let me turn that up, adjust it. little bit more. Oh man, I'm trying to be ginger with it so I don't mess it up, but makes it easier to fly out the hand. You see the difference in how they're turning out. Some of these are shinier than others. Hey Telson, how you doing? And Carrion welcome back. Yes, sir. It's been a while. How are you doing? A long while. A lot has happened since I've really been streaming. Wedding finally happened. Ooh, look, big guy. So I think we'll go in and fix that one. Look at this one, this side, so I can remember to see it. Finally broke down. Got an Age of Sigma army. I don't blame you. Age of Sigmar is very fun. Obviously, I generally am painting 40k, but to play, I think Age of Sigmar is very fun. I think competitively, it's a lot harder. I wouldn't say harder. I would say better. It's a better game. 1 second. Which army did you get? Or which one are you starting to buy into, rather? Probably that's a better question. Unless you just bought one outright, which is more than probable these days, thanks to eBay. And that's the only thing the base finally fly. So we're gonna finish the dry brushing of this. I know what I'm gonna start doing. I'm on a holder. Arceus Bone Reapers. So you went with that. Good. I can fully support you joining the legions in the gash. What made you choose them over other armies? Because I think Death has what? Fantasy Necrons? Yeah, pretty much. Why do I hear myself? Oh, that's why I hear myself. I'm all the way over there. Stop that. What I do like about the Bone Reapers, they have those catapults. I'm a huge fan of artillery in any game, surprising that I never got into Imperial Guard when it came to 40k. But I love artillery. I love like having that indirect fire, having that extra element of a battle that you're having to deal with. Now, for Age of Sigmar, I play Soulblight, and I think you already knew that, but I like that because it's like a true horde army. You can do all types of silly shit with those things. Age of Sigmar is really fun. I think the wild part is the whole thing where you could get a second turn. I think that's still wild to me. And I can swing a game so far in one direction or save you. You know what I mean? Like you might be behind, and you know, in a 40k, you might need that extra turn to win, and you won't get it. But have an entirely unanswered turn by your opponent is, I think, very beneficial, and it's cool to see people playing around that tomfoolery. Come on, Mixer. You're mixing. All right. How many points do you have so far? This is no way that's a dry brush. I call all types of horseshit on that. Now we're gonna start going around each of these with that base red with a liquid hot magma. Just setting up the paint. All right. We will use you. We will start with you. Have most of the range either here and built or coming in the mail. Jeez. So you just went all out. You know what? I'm gonna make this easy on myself and do this. You went all out from the very beginning. I can't judge. Why don't I hear zombies? Never mind, that's not zombies. But the music did stop, so that's a problem. All right. Battle tone, which are when we were Vanguard, Mortek Guard, Endless Spells, Mortars and Bone, Mortars and Bone Shaper, Bone Tithe, Nexus. That sounds nasty. Have you played any games like on Tabletop Simulator or anything yet? That's the other problem. And why it's not that I don't want to paint or I'm afraid to paint AOS. There's not a lot of people who are playing it. Like I know a lot of people with armies, and it'll come up in conversation when I speak to like other players, like in my game store. But not a lot of people actually play. I rarely see it being played. I saw someone playing today. I went to the store today with my daughter to grab some paint, and somehow I ended up leaving with an impulsor. Don't judge me. I got the paint too, if that helps. Catacross. He's the Mortard for that particular Death Army, right? One of Nagash's direct lieutenants. Diorama one, nice. See, I've never taken a look at his battle tome or battle scroll rather. I just know that he's like lore-wise, he's up there with like Manfred and the other one, Nafarada, I believe her name is. I'm trying to get the coat as close as possible. Archon is the one similar to them. Okay. Well, at least you have the opportunity to play Nagash, even though I think he's like, what is he now, like 3,000 points? Something crazy like that. But I think that's well deserved. Oh, 900 now, okay. It's well deserved. Anything that can literally destroy remove a model at the flip of a coin is extremely powerful. Unplayable? Why? It's been a while. Back when I was streaming before, we used to have little battles on the stream, but since then I have not played. So which changed? Why is he unplayable? Oh, and I'm sorry I missed you, Feisty Crabman. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Some of the old faces and some new. I just think I remember him having more buffs. Like it was worth taking him for other reasons other than Hand of Dust. It's only 18 wound and he just dies. Okay. Well, that is less than good. Less than ideal. I don't remember him being that bad. I remember actually playing the gas once when we were doing the Dice Storm tournament, and I played Sarah Era, and I played Nagash. But in reality, the best part of that particular death army is the zombies. Taking longer than I thought. I'm probably going to switch to a bigger brush in a second. Just so we can speed through this and save the integrity of one brush compared to the other. Feisty Crabman, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, That'll be better. They say this is a dry brush, but I use it as a square head brush. Okay, works well that way. Only have to do another coat, which is fine. I don't want it to pull too much. So I'll keep it even and then just keep it moving. I still have to build my gene stillers. That's something I'll probably do on stream, like build them and paint them. You'd think I had them done already, since they were so problematic in the beginning of 10th, but I never did. I also have some non-Warhammer stuff to paint too. I have a really cool dragon that I'm going to be painting here soon for a friend. But to be fair, this dragon, if you put it on the right base, you could probably use it for Age of Sigmar. It's basically a really cool zombie dragon. Oh, hello. Sorry. What's up? Good night. Yeah. Yep. See ya. This commercial can end anytime. You see that turbo mess? You can pay to avoid the commercials altogether. So we'll have to use a thinner brush to get in between all that mess. Yeah. You can get in there. Tools of the trade. All right. Also, Sav, there was an incident this morning, and I will Watch over whatever you need to watch over, but one of those sloth things may have perished. Um, in my defense, it was very bougie and it wanted to be walked around, so I had to go through all this trouble to get it to that second level so I could go in a circle that it would actually track and follow me. I did that, brought it back up top. The other one was real simple. He just wanted cooked meat. So I had a long call and I lost track of it. So my deepest apologies for the sloth baby. Let me. Is it low? Hold on. How about now? Hold on. Yeah. How about now? Is that better? I can do it higher. What? What about that? Right there? Okay. Yeah, I just thought that might be too much because it was going into yellow. But as long as it works for you guys, it works. How's the music level? It's not too loud, right? Fuck them ears. I have hearing. Cool. Only reason I'm asking, it's been a while setting that stuff up, and I was like, yeah, the levels look like they should, but they'll complain if it's bad. I'm also owed this, please, this me. You're not old. You're just prestige rank 40. Let me get all the. Yes. Got two more of the little bastards and one cockroach's bases to do, and I'm done with that mess. Yeah, those big one diorama ones where they're like their own diorama, like that. Like, if I'm thinking of the right one, I'm pretty sure I am. That's the one with that bone throne and everything. That's like Silent King level, easy. And I would say it's even harder than a Silent King because it has more detail. I will say Silent King was one of the least favorite models I've ever painted. Like Necrons are up there with Space Marines when it comes to easy mode, when it comes to painting, but like in the sense like you have to add things like this. Like these bases aren't necessary, but they look cool. Got to add stuff to add to the difficulty, but that's Silent King. It's simpler than it looks because it's just cockroaches and a four skeletons, so they aren't that detailed. But what about the throne itself? Isn't there a lot of stuff going on with that? Because I know in the gas you have like that whole swirl mess, and you also have all the books. I think a lot of the vampire stuff is It's not the throne, it's some ruins he's standing on. Okay. That's done. So we're going to go through and start hitting some of these that dried one more time. Make it nice and purty. I just don't want to see any black. I don't know what I'm thinking about them. I'm familiar with the army, and I know the Mortark you're talking about. Maybe I'm visualizing his model, and probably combining him with someone else that has nothing to do with either army. I use resin bases on my Death Guard for this reason. Good. That was another thing I was worried about. Is it going to allow people to post links? Cool. Thank you for being my guinea pig. You get 1 guinea pig coin. This is the stuff you think about after you come back for a while. It's like, does that still work? Because I know I had that turned off. Let me take a look. Yes. Please don't try to hack my phone with links. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking then. Yeah, I recognize that. I don't know why I put him on the throne. Maybe it's because he was like standing up, and I took that as a throne. I don't know what I was combining him with in my head. Yeah, the Silent King has a throne, but I don't think I was combining him. I could have swore it was something else. I guess I just perceived him on a throne because he was standing up with the shield and all that, looking like Leonidas. Throne for flesh eater cords. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking about. Oh. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not sure, Kev, because I know there's certain people who we permanently gave permission for links. And Karen Lish has been with us for a while, and I'm thinking that they may be one of them. We'll see, because there's always gonna be some new person who's gonna come in and try to post the link. We'll see. I feel like in hindsight, I think that may not be the best guinea pig. It needs to be someone new. Because there were definitely people we gave that permission for just housekeeping ease. Also, thank you guys for watching. I know the field has widened a little bit in Warhammer. I was happy to see that. A lot more streamers, new streamers that I have never heard of before. And it's not a bad thing, that's just good. 26 of these little tiny infantry. Airbrush, man. Airbrush. I do it with you, but if I have to paint horde stuff, I charge in Snickers bars. I need something to keep me sane. Airbrush the hell out of it and then detail it out. Make a nice little assembly line. Yeah, airbrush makes the horde armies a lot easier. Like, even if you're being competitive, you only need like 3 colors. So even with like Tyrann is a little bit different because there's like, oh no, actually they're no different. You could just do them with 3 separate colors with the airbrush and some masking tape. Go through. The red is just the first layer. Airbrush, wash, dry brush for the bodies. It's just the armor. Yeah. Even pitting the wash through the airbrush can be beneficial. I do that with Space Wolves now. Instead of worrying about pooling or anything, you can just use like a Wolf Gray that a lot of paint companies put out now. And just bring it down little by little with Aggrush Earthshade through an airbrush. That works well with cloaks too. Like if you have a brighter cloak, like a ivory cloak, like you know how sometimes Ultramarines will have, for example. You can bring that down to the proper tone with the airbrush. Makes it a lot simpler when you just have to mask the rest of the model, which doesn't take long. It's real easy. Good to see you too, Feisty. Thank you for coming in and chilling with us. Enjoy your night. So we almost got him off. Almost gave everyone a second coat. That is red enough. Let's move on from here to the next shade. All right, that's done. Take that off. So this is basically how it's going to go. Here, into here, and here, we're just grading it out. And then you have the option of putting on that Morden Earth or that crackle stuff, which can be fun. I'm gonna sit just for a little longer. One good thing, because I remember I showed you guys that when I initially bought it, but I have the base for this Gladiator Valiant I'm painting, and I'm excited for it. Because instead of the little swivel base, you give it like electricity, you have like electricity on it. So I'm excited for that. That's just good football. Okay, that color is done. We will move on to a Wild Rider red. Paint mixer go brrr. That was a gift from Omega Excellence. He got me that for my birthday. And I must say, it is amazing. Yeah, they're good. Like, if you got the money for one, I definitely always like make things so much simpler instead of just doing all the time, which really doesn't mix it up if you think about it. We're gonna use you because now we're gonna start getting small. You know, I'm settling and going to the church. Oh yeah, I ran it. Obviously, it's been a while since I painted. I ran into that with a few of my pots. See, that's an idea. Setting up some type of shaker system that'll do that automatically, like a timer. You could run that off a phone if you really needed to. Is that Vortex? There's this one guy who buys the broken units from like laboratories and stuff and refurbishes them and then sells them for hobbying. I think that's the tornado mixers. So if you like putting your money behind recycling, that's an option. And there's plenty of them on Amazon now for reasonable prices. Those tornado mixers, though, they are a little bit more expensive, mainly because a lot of those units are like laboratory grade units that he refurbishes. So I'm assuming they take the laboratory grade parts. Is this one? This one says IntelliLab Vortex Mixer. So I don't know if that's like lab grade or not. Probably not, because I've seen lab grade ones. I worked in an eyeglass factory that used them. Yeah, with the tornado ones, he even sells attachments so it mixes like Citadel pots better. You know how sometimes it doesn't quite sit right on that nub in the center of the mixer. If you remember way back when I first started streaming, I had that paint rack next to me. That was from the same company. Yeah, we are actually gonna cover with this stuff. With these layers, you only need one decent coat. I always make that mistake and end up regretting it later once I'm done. You know what game I haven't played in a long time? Bigfoot. Remember we used to play that? Ripping each other apart with a Sasquatch? I distinctly remember Convinicus hiding in a treehouse. And him looking down at me, and I'm like, I don't think I can get him. And I punched the treehouse and punched the treehouse down. I distinctly remember that. You know what? Lost in the 30 past 30 seconds, the game get. Oh, you are the. I hope one of those bug things attacks you in the forest. Yeah, that was just. Those were just fun games. I also remember one time I was Sasquatch and I hid in a building and waited for you guys to come. That was fun. Learned my lesson already. Yeah, I learned my lesson just by watching that video. I'm just like, yeah, just I want one. Like I wanna start breeding like trikes to a really high level and then getting them impregnated. Because they breed like reapers, but you have to do it on one of your things. But the problem is, the hard part isn't getting one of your animals pregnant, even though it kills it. So whatever you do, whatever you use, you gotta understand it's gonna go away. The problem is after it asks for crazy things as it's growing up. Like it'll want like a fertilized Geiga egg for food. Oh, is that what sacrifice is ready for? Makes sense. Yeah, that's definitely a mount I want. Only problem with those Reaper type mounts is like, how do you dictate? You can't breed them. You know what I mean? Like you can't like after you like they don't breed. I don't think you can clone them either. Or can you clone them? I'm not sure, but you can't breed them. So how do you get one that's at like a decent level? But even those things are like crazy. They can skim on the water. They can swim underwater. They can carry buildings. They can steal vaults. Just insane, man. It's like past the danger of them. It's just like the utility that they offer. Okay, 3 more, and then we can move on to the next color. Okay. 2 more. I'm actually going to need more of this. So I'll just dip this directly in. Get a little bit more. I think not. Gotcha. That is done. So, are these 2 done? Next is this, right? Yep. Close. Now, here down to Troll Slayer Orange for the next layer. Probably gonna need more. You learn not to waste paints here. Let's start with not you. You're good. Let's start with you. The FDA issued a warning about black licorice this Halloween. The warning is that it tastes like shit. I would do that if that would be hilarious if they actually put that out. I've seen that, and I think you might have sent that to me. Already starting to come together. To get that proper color that we expect for Salamander bases. Probably gonna put them on the bases too. So we're done tonight. How's Halloween around your area for like kids? Like around here, we thought it was gonna be dead, but hey, not a lot of people decorate, but they give out like candy like a lot around here. No, I don't. I know you don't. Oh, yeah. Oh, we were. Oh, it's Tuesday. That's a horrible day for Halloween. You can get one of those advanced animatronics that hands out candy. I always think those animatronics that like jump out at you are hilarious, but I also feel like they're not covered by homeowners insurance because like one of those things make someone have a heart attack. Are you liable, or are they taking responsibility from being on your property for the sole purpose of free candy? These are adult things, adult questions to ask. This is the U.S. People will see it true. You gotta be careful what you even advertise these days. Music is doing the music thing again. There aren't many archers in the game other than high elves and wood elves. No, Soulblight doesn't have any. Yeah, but that doesn't count. That's a gun. Skaven. I wonder how they're doing this edition. They were weird. Only I played them once that time when we were like going back to that tournament. That was a weird army to face. Doesn't make sense now about Chubby. Yeah, if you have the technologies for one, it begs the question that you might have the brains to make the other. How much is that box set? And is it worth it just for a few archers? Some of those sets are, but I'm not familiar with it myself. I don't know what's going on with the music. Give me a few moments and I'll start working on that. Just wanted to finish this coach. All right. 40 and it's 1. No, they don't have a unit for the archers though. Oh, okay. See if that helps. Moments. Why did I have to pop that out for that to work? That's so stupid. Sometimes these programs make things harder than they should be. All right. So I think these guys are looking good. So that was Troll Slayer Orange. So we're moving right on out to Fire Dragon Bright. And then we finish up with that yellow. $40. Once I'm ready to make my Age of Sigmar army, I'm gonna just buy it outright from my game store. They have that whole 20% off thing. So the unit is worth it for its hero, which makes a unit fight him. But if you block it so they can't get to him, they can't do combat. Okay. Some of these rules are wild. Like this whole, like what I'm doing this for like the Firestorm assault detachment. All the weapons assault. So you can advance and shoot, and then +1 to hit within 12 inches. Not to mention all the boons you can get from the characters. It's gonna be fun. I have a lot of soul blight stuff I have to paint, like the Vargeist, and I have Blood Knights that I still need to paint. I have to build those too. I'll put those. higher on the list, just because those would be fun, just to do the detail, the red armor and everything. You charge till you hit your range. So if your range was 2 and the opponent was one only. Okay. It's interesting how these rules progress. And if you are new to the channel, welcome in. Hope you're enjoying yourself. We are currently doing Salamander's bases, piece by piece. That needs to be mixed. Give that a good mix because it's been a very long time since I've used this particular shade. So this is basically just one shade brighter. After this, you get into yellow. I've seen some people do white too, but I haven't done it that way. We'll do this coat and then we'll take a quick, we'll do this coat, this color on all the bases, and then we'll take a quick break. But appreciate you guys watching. A lot of cheese in Warhammer Fantasy. Yeah. I mean, I think they're really trying to get all that out, but it's hard. You got so many rules. Sometimes I feel like some people who design the rules from one army aren't talking to another. There we go. Booshy, booshy. Oops. Once these are done, then the next time we stream, we will finish the models they're on. Now the Hellblasters I bought off of eBay, so they were kind of pre-painted, and I don't think they're bad. Like they're not like they're definitely not. I need to strip this and redo it bad. Um, so we're probably gonna leave those be. But the aggressors and eradicators that these bases are for, we're gonna finish those up. We also have the Gladiator Valiant that needs to be finished. I'm hoping to have all that stuff done by Friday sometime. Now I've done these bases before, and I know sometimes the big thing is how long do they last. And I have had a good experience with like the cork and everything. That it seems to last long. I haven't had anything fall off a base before. Yeah, I haven't had anything fall off a base before. What I found didn't work very well is having the marine directly on the plastic of the base and doing the lava around their feet. I found that didn't work well. That started to strip and stuff like that, or peel is probably the better word for it. So I won't be doing that again. That's why I'm taking the time to do this now. Because while doing it without this in the beginning is fine, over time, just like with use and everything like that, it didn't end well. So, but that's how you learn things, just trial and error. Everything looks great when you first do it, but how does it look a year down the road after 100 games and all that, and transporting? Yeah, I think like with the base, you might even magnetize that the bottom base is snug, but it depends on what the model is, how it's connected to that plastic. If it's like direct on, you probably don't have much to worry about. But if you have like cork and stuff like this, might be something to consider. Sometimes having some type of protection against like everything jostling. Less of a problem with 40K models because they're, for the most part, they're a little bit more sturdy than Age of Sigmar. Age of Sigmar, while it has a lot better, I feel like a lot better like molds and sculpts, you do pay a price on durability. Some of that stuff is very fragile. Hello, Underground Hobby. Thank you so much for that raid. How you guys doing tonight? Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, George Pedro and Underground Hobby. Thank you so much for that raid. I truly appreciate it. A little bit of painting on our Space Marines. Yep. Yes, we are. It does. I guess it has to be turned back on. Like I said, we're turning the factory floor back on to certain fuses that apparently have blown out that we will deal with. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a while. Just life and everything, like the wedding and everything happened. There's been a lot going on. But I'm glad to be back. I'm trying to get more regular. And Kavinicus, thank you for that manual shout out. But Underground Hobby, thank you so much for the raid. I truly appreciate it. What were you working on tonight? Oh, hand. Okay. I'm gonna mute myself for a second so I can mix this. First of all, wonderful, wonderful army choices. I love both of them. Like Space Wolves is definitely my favorite Space Marine faction, and Salamanders is obviously my second. Both very fun armies. I'm looking forward to the what's that Storm Strike detachment for the Space Wolves. Like I have enough Thunder Wolves that I think that might be fun. So we'll see where that goes. You're co-streaming it. That's fun. I've done that before. That's always a good time. Always fun to get into antics while you do that. That is fun. So what units were you painting? I mean, let's get this stuff set up for Morden Earth. Morden Earth. That's what. Is it Morden Earth? What is it called? What is the mess called? That's not it. Black, tall. Yep, it is Morton Earth. I'm not crazy. So, get this done. This will dry. And go over with a varnish. And then we can put the Morton Earth on. We should be able to do all that tonight. If not, we'll finish up later. Variation. That I don't like. That's a little bit too much. Move that out a bit. So I'm going to be playing a game with the new codex Friday with a friend of mine who's going to be running Necrons. And pretty much everything here is going to be used in that. Yeah, everything here is going to be used in that game. So I'm looking forward to trying out that list. It's It's a Primaris Tech Marine Graves Captain with like the Power Fist and like the Relic Blade and all that. And we also, it'll be 2 Gladiator Valiants, 2 Redemptive Dreadnoughts, a Repulsor Executioner, an Impulsor, 5 Hellblasters that'll go into the Impulsor along with the Tech Marine, a single squad, like a base squad of Aggressors, and then a squad of 6. Was it 6 or 5? Yeah. And then a base squad of Eradicators, so 3 Eradicators, and then a squad of 6 as well. Each of those with a multi-melta. And a squad of Eliminators. And we'll see how that runs. I'm looking forward to having those Hellblasters in the Impulsor, because you can shoot out of it. That should be fun. And I can also switch up and pit, I believe I can put the Gravis in there. Or is the Impulsor the one where it says you can't use Gravis? I can't think off the top of my head, but that should be fun. Now, I'll let this around and see what looks better, like spotty or just straight up. Like this, I'm not a fan of that. That needs to be fixed. They all end up looking like that, then what that means is it's a layer paint, so it's gonna be thin. So we'll just have to go back through it again. It's cool you guys co-stream together. Do you do that often? Or is that kind of like a here and there type thing? And also, what times do you stream? some of these need a little bit more love. I'm starting to think the yellow is fine. It's thin enough where you can still see the orange. You do want to break up that uniformity, but you also don't want to see brush strokes in it. That's what I don't like. I'm not a fan of that. Now, if I can't get it to work, it's just a color. That's when we'll go through with the modern earth and just let it be the base of the effect. That's how we'll play that out. To be clear, we're just a little way. We're ways off from hitting models on bases. This one. The way this paint dries is not necessary to leave that. Those pools, because the thought is to leave pools to seem like hotter parts of the effect. But it doesn't always end up looking like that, and sometimes. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Let's fix that too. This line. It just doesn't look like how I want it to look. So we'll go with just layer upon layer. And they already look good. Getting those edges right. So welcome to the stream. I'm getting back into a decent schedule. I'm going to try to definitely stream every Tuesday. We'll start just after 9 every Tuesday. Get a few hours in. So get that consistency back up. Consistency is key. Those sit for a little bit, and then we'll move on. So this is probably my favorite salamander I've done. Actually, let's make that. We're gonna do this. There we go. Yeah. Favorite salamander I did. This one's fun. One of the redemptors I'm going to be using. And it has detachable flame, which takes it over the top a little bit. So we'll get things down. All right. I'm gonna take a quick break while we let those dry a little bit before we make the decision if we're gonna put a varnish on it. The reason why we put the varnish on it is because it helps the mortar and earth crack up as it dries out. But you definitely want to make sure that the varnish is on there thick enough, because if it's too thin, it'll crack and everything will peel off, which is what you don't want. So we will get to that in a few moments, but we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for watching. right, we are back. So, with these bases, they are looking pretty dry. Oops, what do we got? This is it. No, that's allowing me a medium. Give me a clear bottle. I have a lot of paint. This is it. This is it. Pick that up a little bit. Because we are going to go the more than earth approach with this, I believe. You usually do this directly. Mix this up or anything, and just go over it with that good clean feel. Again, you don't want to make it too thin. Sometimes even after this looks fine, you can stop there. Again, I've done other bases this way. It's more towards driving for uniformity. I'm gonna let this dry overnight. Make sure it adheres well. Alternative way to do this is do like a spray varnish. But the two problems with that is it can make the rock shiny, which might be the look you're going for. If you're kind of going for like that shining obsidian glow. But if you're not going for that, that's something to be aware of. Have I tried the space with the Stormlights? Not yet. That's going to be the second game. The game I have planned this Friday is going to be Salamanders with the Firestorm. But I definitely want to try that out. I have a lot of Thunderwolves. I have 9 So I could do 3 squads of 3. And then I have Logan, Grimnar, and even if I don't have the points for someone like him, I have. Oh, did that just disappear? Wow, that just disappeared. That's weird. Even if I don't have points for him, I do have a Wolf Lord on Thunderwolf as well. And I have a lot of Jump Pack Marines as well. So, but I think those bases have to change, right? Because they phased out all the. Well, no, there would be the same bases just for normal Jump Pack Marines. This is some of the, like, the Wolf Guard. Just the characters, the bases may need to change. What about you? Have you tried it yet? Infinite 10 jump pack for my assault sensor. That's honestly, that's not a bad way to do it. If there was a way that they could, if I could magnetize that, I think that would be amazing. That's another thing I always thought. I always thought the pack on all Space Marines helped them jump, but I don't think it does. I think it's just the reactor for the power armor. But I could be wrong. I tried once in a casual 2v2. I have not done a 2v2 yet. I have done several. 2 versus 1 though. The first one I did, it was my Salamanders versus Thousand Suns and Imperial Knights. That went well for me because that was in 9th, and that was back when Melta was Melta. And then I did it again because I was at the game store, and I actually showed up there with someone. Still never play for 1 or 2 Thunderbolts. Yeah, I have to look at the points too. Like, I don't know if I can field as many Thunderbolts as I have. I gotta look at the points to see how that's gonna shake out. But yeah, someone didn't show up for a game, and I was already there to play with someone else. And we were like, well, why don't you just play with us? So we just broke up our lists. I played a full 2,000 of Space Wolves, and they just did 1,000 of Imperial Guard, and I think Necrons. That was rough, if memory serves for me. I don't think I won that. That was rough. All right. All right. That's done. We gotta let those go overnight. Another base I'm working on is for, I'll take this off just for simplicity's sake. This is the base for one of my Valiants that I'm painting. So excited to get that finished. To actually see like the electricity as this thing skims along, I think is really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. It's, what is it? Dead. Is that those guys from Spain? Yep, that is. Yep, they did. You read my mind. Yep, Deadly Prince Studios. Yep. Yeah. I also have the. So that came with 2 parts. It was the electricity on the bottom, and then the shield at the top. And I actually put the shield on my space hook when I can go grab it. So that it came in one kit, and that came with this, which I think is always very cool. Yeah, their kits are amazing. If you're not familiar, they're reasonably priced and they're also amazing. So, highly recommend. And they do less, they do things that are a little bit smaller, like flamer effects, jump pack effects, smoke. Just if you just want explosions next to some of your miniatures on your bases, they just do straight up explosions, which is cool. They do a lot of stuff, and it's not just for 40K; it's for like Star Wars as well. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I believe they're based out of Spain, so there is a lag when it comes to delivery, unless in recent times they have like a warehouse in the U.S. But it's worth the wait. I will say that. And I think they sell STLs too. I might be wrong about that part, but I think they sell the STLs as well if you just want to print it yourself, and that helps out a lot, especially if you have a lot of things that need flamer effects or a lot of things that need, because they have bolter effects too, so that's cool. If you want bolters, with like bullets coming out or shells being expelled, that's cool. All right. Leonto has a bunch of those explosion kits, and they just piss at myself for sights, and they look so good. Yes, I know which one you're talking about, Karen. It's the one where I believe it has like a Necron coming out of like a strafing run that it's doing. That one is really cool. Um, yeah, generating a portal. So yeah, that one's really cool. I think that's probably one of the cooler bases they have. I do wish that it was. I do wish I would see that a lot more in the tabletop, but like you said, the model itself, I don't think is very good right now. Yeah, it's always fun to have that kind of interaction and like having like turning something that's just like a flyer into like its own little diorama. I think that's really cool. So all of these should be fitting on pretty well once we get them where they need to be. So yeah, this one will be fine. We'll let that varnish set. I'll probably do the modern Earth off camera tomorrow because it's, oh no, yeah, it's easier to do if I'm not worried about camera angles. And then we'll be done for that. We can put the models back on the bases and then finish up the ones that need finish and just put the Hell Blasters away because they'll just be done. Yeah. Plans. After that, the dragon. I'm gonna show them that. I bought a lot of paint for that today. This is weird stuff. I bought paint. I went to buy paint today, and I left with an impulsor and the paint. I don't know if that means I have a problem or not, but I was like, it's just sitting there, and no one bought it. And impulsors are pretty good now, so why not? That just means you're working. Yeah. It was funny. My daughter was with me, and I think that was the first time she sees me get this stuff all the time, but that was the first time she saw prices, and she was just like, "What did she pick up?" She picked up a apothecary, and they were selling it for like $33, and she was just like, "$33 for this little thing?" And I'm just like, "Yes." Well, why is it so expensive? And I literally told her like, "I don't know. They know we're gonna buy it anyway." I think that was good for her to see the tomfoolery of plastic prices. Yeah, I don't want to call myself or anyone who takes the time to watch me a sucker, but there, I would recommend life reflection. Yeah, we are addicts. I'm self-aware. Yeah, I remember getting into this with Sav, like, cause I started doing all this because of the pandemic. Heroes Brush Hour coming in with 40. Good evening. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, guys. How are you doing tonight? Hello, hello. Welcome in. Oh, I feel the love. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We are working on Salamander's bases. We have just laid a varnish on, so I want to leave them on overnight because I just don't want it to crack. But welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for the support and that raid. I truly appreciate it. How are you guys doing tonight? What were you working on? What we got? I definitely want to leave these to sit, so we have other things we can work on. So Arena, thank you so much for that gifted sub. Truly appreciate it. It's been a while since I heard the Dreadnought voice. I appreciate that. We watched this one guy, Andrew, get his spirit absolutely crushed in a painting contest. I can identify that. That's rough. I think what bothers me about competition, like the less organized competitions, is when they go by bases. So what people will do is they'll pit a model this size on a base this size and call it a vehicle, and they allow that. When they do that, that drives me up a wall. Because I feel like these two things are in a different category for a good reason. That drives me up a wall. So was it a painting competition on stream? Like, I need context. What happened here? Oh. 1 hour speed paint. That sounds fun. Okay, so we're talking, okay. So what I was talking about has nothing to do with what occurred. My bad. Speed paint competition in 1 hour every Tuesday. I would love to do that. What do you guys like? What do I need? Are we talking about one little guy? Because I have one little guy I could paint. But is it usually when you do the speed paint thing, you do the same model? All right, Sav, thank you so much for watching. You have a great night. Yep, see you Saturday. And I like I said, I'll text you to decide if I'm wearing a costume or not. Speed paint contests are only real test of miniature painting skill. I can see that because with the more organized competitions, you have time. You could work on the same mini for a year if you wanted to. But with speed paint, you either do it right or you don't. Reviewers redeem crazy things while you paint. Hey, Happy Vices, welcome in. Hello. I gotta see, because I asked a question. So what model would you guys be doing? Old school night goblin. Okay. I just need to make sure I have access to what you guys paint if I were to join in the acrylic festivities. That's cool. I definitely have to watch a video, watch some of your VODs on Twitch to see how that goes. That sounds fun. Definitely count me in for that. That would be fun. Okay. So what are we gonna do? Here's what we can do. We take these off for a moment. The host usually picks something kind of similar. Okay, makes sense. So what I could do with that is I could just bring a few options, and then we just go off with similar. Because what I did just get and start to build was you remember when like the Warhammer app came out, and if you stayed a member for like a year, you got Umbral 6. I had totally forgot about that, and I finally requested the model I earned, I guess, and I got that in. I have that built and ready to go, so I could hold off on that. So when you say speed paint, are we talking about like bare plastic forward, or were you talking it's already primed forward? Prime in a single color. Fair enough. No Zenithal primes. I was gonna go with a Chaos Black prime. Either that or like the Vallejo matte black through the airbrush could do it too. But also depends on what I'm painting. And so I feel like there's a story behind this, and I'm curious. I don't use oils, but I think you're asking them. But that is interesting. That is a good question. I feel like oils take longer though. Because I can beat anyone in the speed painting contest. I think I could do that Umbral 6 pretty fast. I think I could do that pretty fast. Our first guest brought a Zenithal Prime Mini, and it looked freaking amazing, so we decided we wouldn't let people do that so we could win. Hey, honesty is the best policy. That's funny. All right. We can start putting the models back on. Start finding out who goes with who. So that'll work. Where is the one I've already used? Okay. I mean, it depends on how you use airbrush. I mean, you can You can definitely get slowed down with masking, but airbrushes can be very beneficial when it comes to speed, especially getting that base coat down after the that first layer coat rather. Get all the big ones out. The aggressors and that eradicator done. Oh, yep, that makes sense. All right, Kill Panic. Have a good night. I don't think masking is for amateurs. I think masking is for people who don't feel like doing shit over again. Nope. No problem. Always good to have new faces and truly appreciate the. I have a mosquito on the back of my ear. Gotcha. Haha. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, I truly appreciate the raid. Thank you so much once again. And welcome to everyone who hasn't seen my stream before. I know it's been a while since I have streamed. All these boys. Where they need to be and drying. I'm honestly gonna sleep on if I'm gonna do the Morton Earth or not. So some of these are already. Yeah, I know you guys. Obviously, you just came in. Some of these were already done. Some of them are still being worked on. Basically, if you see something with a black backpack, that's still being worked on. Generally, don't go too crazy with non-characters unless requested. You could do this face. You're one of the few that can do this face. We'll take advantage of that fact. Someone told me you were looking for a good orange like 2 years ago, and I just caught you. Did you find it already? If not, I have up. No. Wow, that was a while back. Yeah, I'm always looking for a good orange. Orange is one of those colors. It's sometimes hard to get a decent, something decent. I do remember that conversation because if memory serves, the person who I was talking to about that, someone who was trying to make their own paint line. I do remember that conversation. It's just that 80s workout music. No! We are gonna fix that. Fair enough. But I was just saying, no, I remember that. So if you got a recommendation, you can definitely send that down the line. So I'm kind of torn. Like, it looks okay. I feel like if I put the black rim around this, it's all right. Or do you think the Modern Earth would look better? Like, you guys see it, and you don't have the bias of them being your minis. So what do you think? You think like the Modern Earth over the lava so it cracks up so it looks... I can show you what I'm talking about. One second. Yes, that is the crackle paint. So it's essentially, let me move some of these back. So it's this versus this. If you can see that. That's what we're deciding between. Okay. Take a look. I'm looking for right meow. Interesting. Oh, there's some places around here I can get this. Tiny Clans, hello. How you doing tonight? Doing very well. We're just making life decisions for the bases. So it seems like Crackle Paint is winning out. Which is funny because I was there thinking I probably need to get more of this. And I told myself no and bought an impulsor instead. Now I have to go back, depending on how much I have here. Which I have a fair amount in that pot, and for this pot, I had a fair amount. We'll see how far we get through that for tomorrow. Now there is a name I recognize as well. Impending Duff, how are you doing tonight? Thank you so much for that raid. It is all about the bass. Good to see you too, man. Welcome in. See, you're streaming yourself. What were you working on tonight? And welcome to your viewers as well. Yeah, that's still sticking. Patience. We're not going to do that. Blue Rover. How you doing, man? Mostly Necromunda tonight. Little dabble in Sons of Medusa while the Necromunda was drying. Cool. I swear they just had Son of Medusa in one of those hammer and bolters. It's interesting to see one of the lesser known chapters at work. I thought I saw you were live. I'm alive. Yes, how have you been? How did your trip go? Or what? Did you took another? No. I think you already told me that part. Oh no, you did. Okay, because I remember there was at one point you were having trouble because of like customs and everything. And I know that was a concern, but as long as that worked out good. Yeah. Sons of Medusa is the one. Their symbol is the like that skull with the horns, right? If that's them, they're in that. Wedding was beautiful. You hiked Stonehenge. That is awesome, and you got COVID. I mean, if you're gonna get it, I feel like that's a hell of a way to. That might be short-sighted, but you know what I mean. A starburst with a skull inside the circle. And who am I thinking of? Yeah, it was a very it was a hammer and bolter, and it was an obscure chapter, and they were you know that Slanesh guy with the sword that if he kills you, he basically like takes you over. It's like real God mode Legolas stuff. Minotaurs. There we go. This was last one, so I'm feeling better. The weather change has me a bit iffy-ish. Yeah, weather always kills me. But I did get this thing. I think it's called like a Sauvage or whatever. It's like this machine that like pumps saline water into one nostril and then out the other. Brittany has like a HSA, and it was about to like the time for it was about to run out. So she just bought a bunch of random stuff, and that was one of them. I've been using that, and that's been helping with my sinuses a lot. So that's awesome. Hope you're feeling better, man. Stonehenge or not, I know COVID is no joke. Having the appropriate response to having. Yep. That's how it goes. I recommend the nostril blasting machine. It's not like overly violent, if that's a concern for you. easy to clean. Perhaps I'll do it on stream one day. That'll be interesting. To end the stream with a sinus cleanse. That's how you make friends. Yeah. So you make jokes, but you and I both know people redeem points for dumber shit than that. I know for a fact if I put that up, that will be done. I will have to do that multiple times. Like, there's no question that people would do that. Like, he just made a conversation. Like, it's a streamer. It's doing sinus cleanses. All we have to do is do 100K points. How much money do you have to spend? That's the best part. This stupid son bitch is doing it for free. Prepare for a 4-week cough. I'm on week. I do remember that lingering cough. Yeah, I had the displeasure of having COVID one time. That sucked. That did suck. It's not a matter of why, it's a matter of when. Yes. 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 It's just going to be sinus cleanse after sinus cleanse. Which one is my legs hurt from standing a lot? Well, yeah, it's just that that soreness from like flu and all that stuff. That's normal. I just hope it doesn't linger too long for you. We got to figure out next time we're doing the Evo campaign for D&D. It has been long overdue, or any D&D for that matter. This is all happening. Even even I was bitching and mad about that. Even past that, my game, your game. I want to play Hero again. Like, running the Evo campaign is easy. It's just pit people in front of you guys for you to ruin their lives, essentially. Real easy. Very easy plot. Okay. All right. Oh, definitely want to let them sit now. But we will go over them all with that Morton Earth. I'm probably going to have to get more because you always want to lay Morton Earth on thicker. After you roll 20 plus all our skills with their ass, and I know that will result in Damon dropping because he hates roll 20. And honestly, Jason probably will too. Roll 20 is it's harder. Yeah, it's a harder sell now since we have the Dungeons and Dragons cave and everything. It's a harder sell. Um, yeah, he's probably not going to be the biggest fan of that, to be honest. All right, so just gonna pick out the ones that still need work. You need work. You technically need work, and then all some of these were no, these are done. They just need symbols, so these are done. I'm just hitting things in a way I understand what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. These are done, these are done, these are done. You need to be done. And Vulcan needs to be finished. This model has been pissing me off. I can't, like, some of these resin models, I just can't wait till they're done. I play, obviously, Salamanders. I play Space Wolves. I have like 4,000 points in Orcs. And I have Gene Stealer Colts from that Custodes GSK box that came out not long ago that I haven't built yet. So I have that. But I definitely play a lot of Space Wolves, a lot of Salamanders, and I love playing Orcs. Probably do that tonight. Just in the interest of me not running a talk show, we can do that now. A man of class. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do GSK. I don't know if I want to learn it all. Like, I learned Orcs. You know, I know how to play Space Marines in different ways. I don't know if I want to do GSK. I might end up just selling that, to be honest. Might be easier to sell now since they're better, but they just got hit hard, so I'd take that back. It might be harder to sell them now. No, I don't. That's another reason why I was thinking of selling them, Karen. Because I've heard nothing but bad things about Gene Stealers when it comes to painting them. I told one person I was thinking about painting them, and they literally like, "Do you need help? Like, I can come over for a weekend." I'm like, "What do you mean come over for a weekend?" That part is not supposed to be white. I'm painting the wrong damn part. Yeah. I will say I'll definitely be using the hell out of an airbrush if I end up doing GSK. Like in any way that I can, I will be using an airbrush. Yeah, I really like playing orcs. I like painting them, or painting and building them too, in particular, because you just can do anything you want, really. Like I have a Stompa, and you know how the Gladiator kit comes with everything you need for like the Lancer, the Reaper, and and the other one. So my Stomper has the Lancer cannon coming out of its chest, and that's okay, cause that's just some orky shit that they would do. Move away. No, this stuff is in the way. That's the problem. This is just too thin. We are gonna do this. Because this stream has devolved into painting a bunch of random stuff for salamanders. Oh no! He's okay. He's built for tough. It's okay. He has a zero deductible health plan. That was a $5 copay. Planning to play orcs, but it ended up in a career for me. I wouldn't have chosen them if it was up to my own devices. Yeah, I was unsure about orcs when I started them, but like they're just good for a lot of reasons. One of them being just their the ease of getting them onto the table. Like I've never felt frustrated painting a bunch of orcs. Why is that? I don't know why that was in the middle of the thing. Yeah, aggressive armies are fun. I mean, that's partly the reason why I like orcs. I like just running at people and just seeing who wins. But you can do that with Space Marines. I like doing that with Space Wolves. Like, I get up on you. You may win, but I'm gonna be right next to you when you do. I promise you that. All right. First turn charge, yeah. That's why I liked Thunderwolves in the last edition. Like having that 24-inch threat range was very nice. Because even if you didn't make that, people had to respect that. So you can hold their hand to congratulate them. Exactly. You have Orcs and Chaos Knights. Knights, that's an army I've thought about getting into. Totally effective if I could do it with like 9 models. That seems pretty wizard. What was another army I've thought about Necrons, and then I woke up. That's okay. You usually can find a lot of Knight stuff on eBay too. Get them now. There's still starters to be had. The Marine healthcare. Oh, thank you. Hello, hello. Did it not give me a... Well, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Do they... I think there's still those Night Starter boxes out there. I think that's what he was referring to. I thought about getting that. Might try to sneak that on a Christmas list or two. See what happens. But if I get Knights, I absolutely have to get another case. Because just between like my Orcs and all my Space Marines, my case is full. So I would absolutely need another case. Of the Swedish variety. Yeah, I think Necrons are fine. I've done commissions for Necrons. Like I did more than 2,000 points of Necrons. I think that's why I just know I don't want to do that again. For free. I don't think I can do that again. It was just a lot, especially doing like the warriors and doing like the glow on each and every gun and each and every eye. And it's a lot. Yeah, I think if I do Knights, it would be Chaos. Because I like all the whips and all that, and I could like have like models hanging off of them like a gibbet. That'd be cool. Or like use green stuff and just turn an entire knight into like a flayed one. That'd be cool. But not like, and then like get some like Deadly Prince Studios or just anyone who has like printable bodies to have it look like they, for some of the bodies, they didn't even go through the trouble of flaying them. They just started stapling motherfuckers to knight armor. That would be cool. call it a meat shield. Yeah. Only for the dogs actually dogs because the rest are armature kits chaosified, but printed all the weapon options for them. That's the way to do it. Especially with big expensive stuff like that, like you can't afford to be gluing those weapons, man. You got to take that extra time and drill some holes and glue some magnets because you cannot afford for the. And I'm not even talking about like chasing the meta. You just like sometimes even like casual of like play. Some of these weapons aren't playable casually, so you cannot be locked into something that doesn't work. Unless you have friends who don't care and you can just say, "Hey, this is that." Like the group I play with, as long as you declare what a weapon is beforehand, no one cares. But when you go to tournaments, that matters. So, yeah. All right. So, all right. So next in order, we're gonna finish those bases and also finish the models, and then we'll probably devote a stream to finishing that gladiator. And then we have two Salamanders Redemptors to paint. Two. Got a lot of Salamanders lined up. But we're going to break that up with that dragon. So that should be fun. Yeah, I magnetized pretty much all. I magnetized all of my dreadnoughts with the exceptions of the ones that were like competition pieces. All the ones that were just meant for play are magnetized. I brought a new impulsor and I'm gonna magnetize all that stuff. I made the mistake of not doing that with my Space Wolf one. Never do that again. Yeah. All right. So we are going to end the stream, but we will not be back tomorrow, but we will get a stream in on Thursday so we can finish these bases up. So I'll hold off on that so we can have video continuity. But thank you so much for you guys watching and keeping me company and chatting me up. That means the world right there. Truly appreciate it. And also the followers. The followers definitely help. Thank you so much for that and the subs today. I don't know why the music keeps stop playing. Been a while since I streamed, and I'm getting. And we have these little things that my computer's doing, but we'll get that sorted out for next time. But thank you so much for watching. We will get you guys over to another streamer. Yeah, it's nice meeting you all too. Enjoy the company. There is nothing better for a stream than chatty chatters. That doesn't sound. That sounds like an insult. That's not what it came out. That does not sound right coming out. Talkative, talkative people, friendly strangers. I'm gonna work on that. Um, just give me a few moments. Nothing better than these fucking weirdos who won't shut the fuck up. Oh, they changed this whole analytics thing around. God dang. Stream manager. Thank you. You could just start out with that. All right. Now, is there anyone that you guys are interested in me rating? Because strictly speaking, a lot of people who used to stream when I was streaming either aren't streaming anymore or their schedules have changed. So any recommendations are welcome. Roll a dice. I thought. Yeah. So I think roll a dice is fair. So how do we do that? Let's pull up Warhammer on Twitch to see who's actually going. Um, and Inquisitor Burns is streaming at the moment. I followed him after you raided into him a while ago. Okay. Well, let's take a look at that. Sometimes I hate these. Oh wow, yeah, I'm this is the late night crew. I'm back in my element. There's usually not too many streamers out this time of night. But we will give Inquisitor Burns the hello. Thank you guys so much again. And you have a wonderful night, and we will see you Thursday. Make sure you give them love. The raid love, you have no idea how much that means. So make sure you give them some love as we're going in.